Hi, Ava. I'm so sorry that you couldn't connect. That is the stinky thing about having to use the internet is I know sometimes things don't cooperate. So what we'll do instead of having a live lesson, we'll just do your lesson this way. And it does work out kind of nice because you can go back and just rewatch it as many times as you want and, work on it that way. I know in your email you said that you wanted to work on inversions. And so the information that I sent you, I started with lesson two because I was assuming that you already knew basic foundational things. So in this lesson two packet, they just go over major chords and how to build your major chords. So, and hopefully you can see good on here. This is middle C on my piano. So they're showing you how to build a major chord with half steps. So from C to E, your root to your third, you count up, start on C, count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 half steps to the third, and then 1, 2, 3 half steps to the fifth. So every major chord is built that way. So if I wanted to find D flat, I would find it the same way. I'm starting on D flat. I would count up 1, 2, 3, 4. So F is my third. That's 4 half steps. And then from the third, I would count up another 3 half steps. 1, 2, 3. So A flat is my 5. D flat, F, A flat. So they're just showing you how all major root triads are built on these pages. And then on page 10, they have a way for you to practice. They're just writing in all of your chords. So F chord would be F, A, C. A major would be A, C sharp, E. E major would be E, G sharp, B. B flat would be B flat, D, F. And then D flat's the one we just did. D flat, F, A flat. And then B major would be B, D sharp, F sharp. And they have you building those from the root up. So the bottom note goes on the bottom, third goes in the middle, the fifth goes on top. And then they just go into, how chords are spelled. They spell them out for you. All the chords that all of our major chords that have all white notes, which are C, F, and G. Our major chords that have one black note in the middle, that would be D major, E major, A major. Our chords that have that go black, white, black notes, so it'd be D flat, E flat, A flat. And then we have the weird ones, that's B flat, it goes black, white, white, B major, white, black, black, and then either G flat or F sharp, whichever you want to call them. Those are all black notes, so those are the weird ones. Okay, so then they don't go into inversions yet on here, but what they do on page 12 is they have you starting to play chords in rhythm. And this is actually really critical to how we play church music. I'm assuming, I didn't get a chance to talk to you, but hopefully in your church you do contemporary music. That's kind of what this series is built on. Once you learn the contemporary rhythm, really you can play any song. You can do it really simple. So what they do on page 12 is they break this down for you, how to play contemporary rhythm. So I'm just going to start with a basic C chord, okay, my right hand. This is middle C, E, G. And then in my left hand, I've got my 5 on the C right below middle C. And I've got all my fingers up on the piano, nice and curved fingers, wrists are up. And I'm always using my 1, 3, and 5, using that pinky finger whenever I play a chord in root position. Okay, so the rhythm pattern is, you can see where it says there, under rhythmic pattern, play and say, both hands right, left. So what we're going to do is we're going to go both hands right, left, both hands right, left, both hands right, left, both hands right, left. Seems really easy, but it actually can be a little confusing at first, getting those hands together. So you just count it out. Or you can also go 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 1 and 2 and I am holding down the left hand the whole time there. Let me switch screens real quick. I think I have a screen that would make it a little bit easier to tell what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. All right, so here's my C chord. Middle C, middle C is C4, E, G. My left hand pinky, my 5 is on this one. So the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to go 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 2 and. So notice I'm holding the left hand down. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. So if you scroll down to exercise 3 on page 12, what they want you to do here is to play each one of these. Do your 1 and 2 and every time you see a chord symbol there. So every time you see C, there in the first measure, it says C, 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 C. What you're going to do is every time you see the chord symbol C, you're going to do that 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Now we're going to switch to D. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 1. Next line, go back down to C. And 2 and 1 and up to D. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 E and 2. That should be G sharp. 1 and 2 and 1 and F. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 G. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Back down to C. And 2 and 1 and B flat. 1 and 2 and 1 and A. 1 and that should say C sharp. 1 and 2 and 1 and back up to B flat. 1 and 2 and D, E, and I know like that's not a song. It's not, those chords don't sound good together. There's no coherency there. But this is just being able to practice that rhythm. Just need to get that. If you can get that rhythm down, that is awesome. Now let me show you another view of that. Let me show you my actual camera. Okay, so when I'm moving up and down in root position, what I'm doing is I'm giving my left hand 5 some work here. Okay, so when I go from C to D, I move everybody up. Back to C, D, E, F, G. So I keep moving this left hand 5 to whatever bass note I need. And I just move my whole hand up like that. Only doing one note at a time. And what I love about this series, the biggest question I get from people a lot of times is, I just don't know what to do with my left hand. You know, I've learned these chords. I just don't know what to do with the left hand. So this is just a very good first thing to learn. And that way, any chord chart that you're looking at, you can probably, as long as it's in 4/4 time, you can use this rhythm pattern. So if you're struggling with, you know, what do I do with my left hand? I don't know how to make the left hand, the right hand flow together. This is a really good starting place for that. So anytime, like, and you can do this with any song. If you're, you know, if we were singing, let me think of, how great is our God. Sing with me, how great is our God. See what I'm doing right there? So when I start on that F, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and I'm doing that same exact rhythm we just did. 1 and 2 and now I'm going down to D, D minor. Same rhythm. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 2 and now this is my B flat. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and C is our God and 2 and 1 and 2. So see, and that's a super simple song. But I mean, there's a lot of songs like that we do in church. It doesn't matter what key you're in, as long as you're in 4/4 time, you can do that. So hopefully that gives you something to work on this week, and you can go back and watch this. And I know sometimes that works out good. And you can just move ahead, like see whatever. And if you have any questions, just email me and let me know. They do Shout Unto God. The original key is E. They have you in C. So you would do that same 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 2. I'm trying to figure out, this is like pitched really high. The enemy has been. Yeah, okay, there it is. The enemy has been defeated. Death couldn't hold you down. Gonna lift our voice in victory. We're gonna make your praises loud. I think that's the right melody. It's pitched. This is pitched that's kind of an awkward key, but it's that same rhythm pattern. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 1 and. There we go. 2 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 1 and sometimes I'm just like playing the second right there. So instead of playing the third all the time, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 1 and here I'm just bass. I'm going E, F sharp, G if I hit the right notes correctly, and then right hand I'm going G sharp, A, B, just to fill in right there. Back to that D. 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and just like that. And that's super easy. That song pretty much just keeps that same chord progression almost the whole song. So, all right, well, I hope that this was helpful. Hopefully I'll get to meet you. Hope you have a great week. Sorry your internet's not working, but hopefully this will work for you. Talk to you later. Bye.